Everyone's telling you to be balanced. Work-life balance, balanced diet, balanced perspective, balanced approach to everything. And you're trying. You really are. You wake up and you try to balance your work with your personal life. Balance your ambitions with being realistic. Balance your passion with being reasonable. But here's what nobody tells you. Balance is a lie. And worse, it's designed to keep you mediocre. Because when you're perfectly balanced, you're not moving. You're not growing. You're just maintaining, staying in place, going nowhere. Nietzsche saw this 100 years ago. He watched people spend their entire lives trying to be reasonable, moderate, balanced. And he realized something disturbing. These people accomplish nothing. They never become great. They never create anything meaningful. They just exist, comfortably, safely, forgettably. Because here's the truth that makes everyone uncomfortable. Greatness doesn't come from balance. It comes from obsession, from going too far, from being willing to completely destroy your balance for something that actually matters. Welcome to Dark Truths, where we explore Nietzsche's most uncomfortable ideas. If you're tired of being told to just be balanced and ready to understand why excellence requires extremes, hit that subscribe button. I post 3 videos every week, breaking down Nietzsche's philosophy for people who refuse to accept mediocrity. Today, why balance is for the weak, and what to do instead. Let's begin. Hear us what they don't tell you about balance. It's code for don't stand out. Don't go too far in any direction. Don't be too passionate. Don't want too much. Don't commit too deeply. Stay in the middle, where it's safe, where you won't threaten anyone, where you won't make others uncomfortable with their own mediocrity. Nietzsche called this herd mentality, but it's deeper than that. Balance is a tool of control. It keeps you manageable, predictable, harmless, easy to understand and categorize. Think about it. Who tells you to be balanced? Your boss doesn't say, don't work to hard work-life balance, because they care about your well-being. They say it because someone working obsessively makes everyone else look bad. It disrupts the system. It creates uncomfortable comparisons. Your family says, don't be too extreme, be reasonable. Not because extremes are bad, but because your intensity makes them question their own choices. Your commitment forces them to confront what they're not willing to do. Society says, everything in moderation, which really means nothing so great it disrupts the comfortable mediocrity we've all agreed to. But hear us what Nietzsche understood that everyone else refuses to admit. Every single great achievement in human history came from someone who refused to be balanced. Michelangelo didn't paint the Sistine Chapel with work-life balance. He was obsessed and balanced, consumed. He spent 4 years on his back, destroying his health, ignoring everything else in his life. Was that healthy? No. Was it balanced? Absolutely not. Does it matter? It's been inspiring humanity for 500 years. Mozart didn't compose with moderation. He burned himself out at 35, creating music that will outlive all of us. Every great scientist, artist, entrepreneur, philosopher, they all went too far. They all broke their balance. They all chose one thing and sacrificed everything else for it. And that's the secret nobody wants you to know. You can have balance or you can have greatness, but you cannot have both. That's not pessimism. That's mathematics. Excellence requires concentration, and concentration, by definition, is unbalanced. If you're feeling this, if this is hitting something you've been trying to ignore, hit that like button. Because awareness is the first uncomfortable step to breaking free from mediocrity. Let's be precise about what balance actually means. Because this is where people get defensive. But I need balance. I can't just ignore everything else. Listen, balance means never going too far in any direction. Never committing fully to anything. Never risking everything for something. It's the philosophy of half measures. Of kind of doing things. Of always keeping one foot on the ground, just in case. Of never fully jumping. Nietzsche wrote something that most people misunderstand. He said, one must have chaos within oneself to give birth to a dancing star. You know what that means? Creation requires imbalance. It requires internal conflict, extremes, tension. The willingness to contain chaos, to be uncomfortable, to let opposing forces battle inside you. Balanced people don't create. They maintain. They preserve. They manage what already exists. They're excellent administrators of the status quo. but they never bring anything new into the world. Because newness requires going too far, trying something that might fail spectacularly, breaking what's balanced to see if something better exists on the other side. Here is the uncomfortable truth most people spend their lives avoiding. Your balanced life is probably just a comfortable life. And comfortable means you're not growing. You're not challenging yourself. You're not pushing against your limits. You're not becoming anything more than what you already are. You're just existing in equilibrium, like a stone that stopped rolling. Nietzsche's entire philosophy is about self-overcoming, becoming more than you were yesterday, constantly destroying your current self to birth your next self. And you cannot overcome yourself while staying balanced. You can't shatter your limitations while protecting them. You have to go to extremes. You have to push until something breaks either your limits or you. And yes, that's terrifying. Yes, that's unbalanced. And yes, that's the only way anyone has ever become great. So let me ask you something personal. What are you balancing right now? Your time? You're probably balancing between what matters and what doesn't. Spending equal time on both. Result? Getting nowhere in either. Building nothing significant in the things that matter because you're way too busy maintaining balance with things that do. Your effort? You're probably giving 50% to everything, which means you're never giving 100% to anything that matters. You're distributing your energy so evenly that it generates no heat, no light, no transformation anywhere. Your passion? You're probably being reasonable about what you want, not wanting too much, not going too far, not demanding too much from yourself or from life. And that's exactly why you're not where you want to be. Because mediocrity is just excellence that's been balanced into oblivion. So what does Nietzsche propose instead of balance? One word: obsession. Not obsession with everything that's just chaos with no direction, but obsession with the one thing that matters to you. Fanatical focus. Going so far in one direction that everyone else thinks you've lost your mind. Nietzsche's concept of the Ubermensch, the superior individual, isn't someone who's balanced. It's someone who's committed. Someone who's willing to sacrifice everything else for what they're creating. Someone who looks at the balanced people and says, "You're all playing it safe. I'm going to risk everything." He wrote, "The essential thing in heaven and earth is that there should be long obedience in the same direction. Not balanced obedience. Not moderate obedience. Not kind of obedience. Long. Sustained. Unwavering. Extreme commitment to one direction, one goal, one vision. That's how you become great. Not by balancing 10 things at 50%, but by giving everything: your time, your energy, your health, your relationships, your comfort to one thing. 4 years, maybe for your entire life. Yes, that means other areas of your life suffer. Your social life deteriorates. Your well-rounded persona crumbles. Your balanced friends stop calling. And Nietzsche would say, "Good, those are the cost of greatness. Pay them willingly or stay mediocre forever." Here's the framework he offers. Phase 1. Identify what's worth being unbalanced for. Not what's reasonable. Not what's balanced. Not what everyone else is doing. What's worth sacrificing everything else for? What's worth your entire life? For Nietzsche, it was philosophy. He destroyed his health, his relationships, his reputation, his sanity, all for his work. Was that healthy? No. Was it balanced? Absolutely not. Did it matter? He changed philosophy forever. Phase 2. Commit completely. Burn the middle ground. Stop hedging. Stop keeping options open. Stop being balanced about the one thing that matters most. Go all in. Make it impossible to retreat. Burn the boats. This means saying no to almost everything. Disappointing people who expect you to stay balanced. Looking obsessive to everyone around you. Being too much. And accepting that as the price of becoming someone who matters. Phase 3. Endure being unbalanced 4 years. This isn't a sprint. Greatness takes time. Long, sustained, unbalanced time. And during that entire period, people will tell you to be more balanced. They'll say you're working too hard, caring too much, being too intense. Ignore them. They're not concerned about you. They're concerned about themselves. Your commitment forces them to confront their own mediocrity. Your intensity makes them uncomfortable with their own half measures. They want you to be more balanced because it makes them feel better about being mediocre. Comment below. What's the one thing worth being unbalanced for? Let's call it out right now. Now, everyone's going to say, but what about burnout? You'll destroy yourself. You need balance to be sustainable. And here's what Nietzsche would say. There are two completely different kinds of burning out, and you're confusing them. Type 1. Burning out doing things you don't care about, working yourself to death for someone else's dream, balancing 10 mediocre things that drain you, spreading yourself so thin that you collapse from meaninglessness, not from effort. That's the burnout everyone fears. And they're right to fear it. It's meaningless suffering. It is the worst kind of exhaustion. Being drained by things that do matter while having no energy left for things that do. Type 2. Burning out pursuing your singular vision. Exhausting yourself for something that matters deeply to you. Going too far for your own obsession, your own work, your own mission. That's completely different. That's not dysfunction. That's greatness in the making. That's what every great person in history did. Nietzsche didn't die thinking I should have been more balanced. He collapsed, went insane, and died at 55. But he knew he'd said everything he had to say. He burned for his work. And now, 120 years later, we're still talking about him. The question isn't, will you burn out? Everyone burns out eventually. The question is, what will you burn out for? Something meaningless and balanced? Or something that matters and extreme? I'd rather burn bright and fast than flicker dimly forever. But that's my choice. You have to make yours. Let's make this concrete. What does stop being balanced actually look like in practice? Balanced approach. Wake up. Work 8 hours but not too hard. Need that balance. Gym for an hour. Social time for 2 hours. Hobby for an hour. Family time for 2 hours. Every day. Perfectly distributed. Everything gets some attention. Result after 10 years. You're okay at everything. Great at nothing. Your work is fine but unremarkable. Your hobbies are pleasant but amateur. Your relationships are stable but not deep. And you haven't built anything significant. You've maintained everything while creating nothing. Unbalanced approach. Deep work on the one thing that matters 12, 14, 16 hours some days. Sleep when you need it. Everything else is optional and rare. Some days you forget to eat. Some weeks you don't see friends. Some months you ignore hobbies entirely. Result after 10 years, your relationships have suffered. Your balance is destroyed. Some people have left your life. But you've built something that matters. Something significant. Something that will outlast you. Balanced, you maintain everything. You build nothing. Unbalanced, you sacrifice most things. You build one extraordinary thing. Which one do you want? Because you're choosing right now, whether you realize it or not. Every day you spend staying balanced is a day you're choosing to build nothing remarkable. This doesn't mean be reckless. It means be strategic. Choose what matters. Then become completely unbalanced in that direction. Give it everything. Let other things suffer. Accept that as the cost. Here's what nobody tells you about balance. It feels safe. And that's the most dangerous thing there is. Because you can live an entire balanced life 80, 90 years and accomplish nothing that matters. You'll be comfortable. You'll be reasonable. You'll be exactly like everyone else. And when you die, people will say, they were very balanced. They were very reasonable. They were very moderate. Is that what you want on your gravestone? Here lies someone who never went too far in any direction. The real danger isn't going too far and failing. It's not going far enough. The real danger isn't being unbalanced. It's staying so perfectly balanced that you never tip toward greatness. Never risk falling. Never attempt anything that might make you look obsessive. Nietzsche's last words before his mental collapse. I am not a man. I am dynamite. Not balanced. Not moderate. Not reasonable. Dynamite. That's the kind of person who changes the world. Not the balanced ones who everyone forgets. The explosive ones who everyone remembers. So here's your choice. And it is a choice, whether you want to admit it or not. You can keep trying to balance everything. Keep being reasonable. Keep playing it safe. Keep distributing your energy equally across things that don't matter and things that do. Keep making sure nothing suffers, which means nothing excels. Or you can admit what you already know deep down. Balance is killing your potential. It is the comfortable lie you've been telling yourself to avoid the terrifying truth that greatness requires sacrifice. Choose the one thing worth being completely unbalanced for. Then go all in. Become obsessed. Become unreasonable. Become dangerous to mediocrity. Yes, you'll lose people. People who need you to stay balanced so they feel better about their own choices. Let them go. Yes, you'll fail at balance. You'll work too much. You'll care too much. You'll want too much. Good. Those are the symptoms of someone who's finally stopped settling. And yes, you'll finally have a chance at greatness, at building something that matters, at becoming someone who doesn't need balance because they're too busy creating something extraordinary. This is Dark Truths, where Nietzsche's uncomfortable ideas become powerful tools. If this resonated, subscribe. We explore dangerous philosophy 2 to 3 times every week. Ideas that don't just make you think, they make you act. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a video, and leave a comment. What are you done balancing? What's the one thing you're going all in on? Next week, we're breaking down another Nietzsche concept that destroys comfortable thinking. You won't want to miss it. Until then, stop being balanced. Start being remarkable. This is Dark Truths. Stay dangerous.